So we've continued to build, and we have a lot of parts going on, a lot of our base is built, and now we're going to continue with that, and specifically we're going to be working on some special greeblies and details. Better stay tuned. This is Yourgeekfix. So now we're on to our next box. Trying to get through these as quickly as we can. We're now on to issues 59 through 62, as well as more of our base build. We have more parts. These are interesting. Some inner leg parts, I think. Details, greeblies, which I didn't even know we'd have inside the leg. As well as some outer parts that help to expose those parts. We even have some greeblies here that looks like even a piston. And some more silver parts that go underneath, and then more of our base. So these issues we start getting into the Model Prime armor, some of the Civil War episodes, more of the history of Iron Man in all of the universes, and yes, even Anti-Squirrel Girl. What's that? You'd have never heard of that before? Well, that's really something more that's in the comics. I don't know if we're ever going to see it inside the actual movie series. So starting off with number 59 now. Let's see here. That is it's this one right here. This reminds me of the armor when he was still testing things out in the lab. You remember how the leg pieces around his leg looked? Kind of like that. So these are parts that I think are going to be exposed through the metal. But we're starting off, first off, I'm going to take this piece right here and this piece right here. And basically we're going to just fit this one inside of this one, just like so. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I'm going to be using some of my new screws here. They're IP screws, which I actually have plenty of at this point. Taking 2 of those here on the back, just connecting them. One right there. Oh, this is plastic again, so be careful. Don't want to over screw it. Okay, and then that's all the more that we're doing, I think, with that for the moment. Moving on to number 60 right here. I'm getting another kind of greebly piece that's related to this. There are more screws in here, so be careful. Oh, in fact, there's a lot of screws in here. Looks like we have 3 packages of screws. Don't let them, or 4, let me see. 1, 2, 3, sure enough 4. 4 sets of screws, so don't lose them. I also have some smaller pieces for those that we don't want to lose, but it looks like some cool details, so I'm kind of excited about what this is going to look like afterwards. Oh, I'm bringing back my leg first though. So I need this piece right here. I need this piece? No, I need this piece right here. Right, yep, sure enough. And gonna need to move this part back. Okay. Alright, so got it like this now. Alright, I want to take this one right here, and I'm going to be hooking it. And so, not this one. Good thing I was watching it. Remember, we've completed some parts that we haven't been able to do on the other leg yet. So for that reason, I gotta be careful I don't use the wrong set of parts. I'm going to be connecting this right here. So there's a little piece right here, the hooks. Another piece right here. I'm going to be using one of those sets of screws. In this case, the NP screws right here. And connecting one inside of that hole. I actually have a leftover of this from the other leg. And Okay, just like that. And then I'm bringing back this big piece right here, that great big one that we've got. And it looks like I'm gonna be connecting this direction right here, just like that, and attaching the screws right here. So, yup, those are gonna be IM screws, which I have tons of now, but Alright. Alright, just like that. Which should make moving this leg or closing this leg a lot easier, but I'm not going to be able to do it yet because this is not very strong by itself. Alright, we've got that piece and we've got that secured. And now I'm going to bring back the foot that we've done up to this point, making sure that it's the one that we want in there, because both of my feet at this point in time are completed to the same stage. So now I gotta make sure we're doing the correct foot. I don't want to say the right foot because in this case it might be the left, right? No, actually it is the right foot. Okay. So we're gonna be connecting that inside of here, just like this, it appears. So let's see. So those two pieces kind of stick through, and then we are securing those. Oh, we are not securing it yet. We're going to actually bring out this piece now, and we're going to be latching it on underneath it. So I think this isn't so much for details. This piece, it appears, is more to actually hold the whole thing together, and furthermore, it goes downward this direction. To connect it all together. So interesting. Okay, we're gonna be connecting that with EM screws, 3 of those I believe. So we got one right here that goes on like this, nice and tight. Another one here, also nice and tight. And one last one. Just like that. Nice and tight. And then I put on my, I need to take off this piece off my front of my foot. And then bending this down a little bit, I'm wanting to lay this down. I think, yep, just like this. This time we're using AM screws, which I've got right here. 1. And 3. Alright, nice and tight on there. Now we're getting into our greeblies, which, these are cool. The question is, are they all the same? Or do I have to keep track of which one's which? It looks like they're all the same, so it doesn't matter which one we put where. And the way that they go on is upward in this direction. Oh, and they might just click in. So there's no screwing anything. Just gotta screw them down. Or push them down, I should say. So, pushing that one in. I kind of feel like I could have done this better before I screwed the parts together, but another one right here. Like that. And then another one. Like that. It would be horrible to put these on in the wrong direction and then be like, oh no. I've had other parts that have been like that. And then this one also making sure that both sides are pushed in nice and tight. And then look at that. Isn't that cool? Pretty cool. Next, I can put this part back on, I think, on my foot. And so, from the outside though, look at that. I've got a leg kind of standing there. It's not complete, but it is standing. And then on the back, we have these cool effects like that that later on we'll be able to see sort of as parts of the armor lift up and push out. So anyway, pretty cool. That brings us to issue 61. Some more greebly pieces here. Really tiny ones, so be careful. They didn't give you spares of this. Okay. These pieces, let's see here. First off, there's this one right here. And it looks like it fits. Okay, so first off, we're gonna be putting this piece in just like, wait, it doesn't want to go underneath there very well. Why didn't we put this in before we screwed it all in? Okay, it does cover up a screw, I guess. Maybe that's part of the reason why. And why they didn't just kind of mold it as part of the piece, but oh man, okay. Is it all in place? Maybe it is. Is it? Almost. Maybe. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now I push it down. Like that. Perfect. Then this piece goes up here like this. Pushes on there. Perfect. And then last but not least, this piece right here, which is like a piston of sorts. It goes, let's see. Oh, I see. Oh, the piston. Okay. The piston goes this direction. So this one, this end here, this end up here, pushing it into place, and boom. Look at that. Kind of cool. And then, so that's that part of the leg. Then, going into our final issue, which is 62. Oops, there's a couple pages of instructions on this one. We have this piece over here, which actually has some kind of holes for vents in it. I wonder if this is going to be like a Gundam model, where I did all these cool details underneath that in the end, I think I'm going to get a picture of it real quick too. I think in the end are going to be not, you know, that visible. Like they're going to be details you know about, but that aren't there. It's kind of the way the Gundam models work, is they have you do all these cool details, and then afterwards they have you cover them up, just so you know in your head what it's supposed to do. So I'm taking this piece right here first. We brought back this piece right here, and I've attached this part right here. So we attached it with some screws to kind of hold that in place, so it flips like that. Next, what I'm going to be doing, it feels like it shouldn't fit, but it will. I'm going to slide this leg piece right through here, and then I'm going to slowly bring it down just like so. So as I bring it down here, as you can see, it will click into place. Everything should look pretty good. And then it looks like we're going to be screwing EM screws into place. So more of these EM screws, which I put over here. Here's one. And then on the other side too, this isn't so hingy, so I'm a little nervous about doing this, because I think it's supposed to be able to swing out still. And so, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does. It does kind of. So this will be able to open this way, and you'll be able to see everything inside of there. And then that part closes too. So it can close like this. You also have these little holes right here where you can see some of the details through. Kind of neat. I don't know. Kind of neat. So that's the end of that issue. I can now bring over the next issue for putting together my base. This next piece is the same. It's kind of redundant to what we've done. Again, the screws in this one are at least inside the package. And again, we're going to flip the main reason for keeping the instructions really, or referring to the instructions, is just to remember which set of screws you do on the inside versus the ones that you do on the outside. So again, on the inside, it's the HM screws that we're putting into place kind of first. I will say that on the last portion that I put on, it didn't quite fit right. I can see some area where I could end up getting some light bleed, and I wonder if that's the way that the clear plastic fit inside the black metal part. If that's somehow forming it in such a way that it wasn't flat or flush. So, I don't know. But I do have a question. I mean, some of these redundant things that I do you really want to see them every single time? Do you want me to be putting them together or talking about them? Or do you just want me just to say, yep, there it is. I did put it together. As you know, another part. And then call it good. Let me know. This is also true with this leg. I mean, obviously, we just did some parts that we will be receiving again eventually. And so do you want to see me put together that part of the leg again on the opposite side? Let me know. Turn this part over. And again, I don't know if there's something, is there something I'm missing in the instructions? It is having a hard time with being, flush. So, raises some questions, although it's still that last piece that's kind of just funky fitting. Doesn't seem like it really wants to be sticking together with some of these other parts. But, this is also, this black aluminum, it could be that when they made it, that that particular piece just didn't gel very well. I don't know. Huh, that one's nice and flat, and maybe that flattened out the other one. Kind of, a little bit. At any rate, looks like we're halfway there. Halfway there. Just 3 more issues with this base, and we will have all the light pieces on there. Not lit yet though. And that is where these boxes kind of leave off. We've got this leg standing here, and it is quite tall. I mean, that right there is 12 inches by itself tall. So yeah, how do you explain how tall that is? So here it is next to my 1/4 scale figure. And then as far as being able to articulate and things, I don't want to mess with it too much because this plastic part right here right now isn't very strong. But eventually I'll be able to bend that leg and it'll click and hold. I've got where my foot can move into places. You can see where this piece right here also seems to be able to move out now along with the foot. In the back, we've got a piece also that can kind of kick out. And then you got this whole leg piece that can also lift up. So kind of neat. This is getting to be more of a detailed model that looks very, very cool. So anyway, things are getting exciting. I mean, let's face it, this is pretty cool. In our next issue, we should be finishing that up. Also finishing up this base. And from there, everything is going to come together pretty quickly. So be sure to stay tuned. Want to thank Fanhome for providing us with this model to be able to review, but they also gave us a promo code. So if you're interested in purchasing this, use the code TonyStark. Also, I'll continue to review these as they come out. So if you can't get it, you can also experience this by proxy. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below, keep watching. This is your Geek Fix.